Hey, welcome back to week 1, module 2. Today's module, the goal is to reduce chaos. I mean, that was the goal for last module, but I just want to emphasize it here. Because listen, the nervous system plus biblical calmness, peace past understanding. Come on, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Week 1, module 2. Let's get started. Okay, there's calm before clarity. You can't think clearly while activated. And the thing I want to tell you about this is that thinking, yes, like I said before in the other module, we have to think before you do something. But you can't think when your emotions are literally eating up at you, when fear is eating up at you. But in order to reflect before doing an action, you need to be calm emotionally and physically. Now, I'm going to give you an example through how Saul did it. How Saul led with fear and he acted while his body was fearful in turn activated. So when it comes to pausing, like I said before, we're going to be talking about pausing a lot in this, because anxiety, bro, when we mix anxiety, fear, and then urgency, basically anxiety, fear, and then we want to do something quickly, we got to calm that anxiety first. Calm your anxiety. And we're going to get into later exactly how to do that. I'm going to give you guys actually, I believe in the workbook, it has some stuff working out for that. So let's get started into the next slide. Okay, this is what activation actually feels like. This is what activation before you react. Like once you get an anxious thought or you feel like you're rushing into something, this is what it feels like. You get a tight chest. Your thoughts go fast. Basically, this is literally before a spiral. Literally before a spiral. You get a tight chest, fast thoughts. Your thoughts are racing, trying to figure out what you're going to do. Urgency. It's like, bro, if I don't act now, this is not going to work out. Like, let me give you an example. You're waiting on God. God's not moving. If you don't do it yourself now, God's not gonna do anything later, because you just lose trust that God is gonna work out everything for your good. But that's even one of the promises. God will work out everything for your good. So no matter what situation you are in, always remember that. Also remember, everything happens for a reason. So with that urgency, and just like I have to act now. Listen, activation shows in the body. Spiraling. Urgency is a signal. Okay, it's not spiritual weakness, okay? It is not spiritual weakness. Because just like with Saul, this happens even though you have faith, because Saul had faith. But the heated situation and his reaction is proof that faith and spiral can coexist. So you're not a bad Christian if you spiral, okay? You're not a bad Christian if you spiral. So don't feel like you're a bad Christian. You're not a bad Christian. It's honestly, it's normal. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of normal, because especially when the enemy tries to attack your mind, you're not the only Christian that the enemy tried to attack in their mind. Trust me, there's more based on what I've heard. So yeah. So don't feel like you're a bad Christian. Like you're not alone. Also, you're not alone. Even I spiral sometimes, and when I spiral, the biggest thing that's helped me when I spiral is basically the first action I take when I spiral is the Lord. And something I do like to say before I act into something is, Father God, give me peace, best understanding. Father God, I trust you. Sometimes you just have to make your foundation the Lord before the spiral even happens, because this took time for it to happen. It took a lot of repetition in order for me to become the way I am today. So yeah. Okay, you're gonna do this with me. It's a 60-second reset. If you're somewhere in public or you're not in public, you can do this anywhere. Okay, let's get started. Do this with me. I want you to inhale for 4 seconds. Ready? Exhale for 6 seconds. Relax your shoulders. How do you feel? Okay, I'm not okay, this is okay. This is not something that's gonna work at the moment, but this is basically mainly for when a spiral is happening. And you just gotta have a quick fix to actually focus your mind on the Lord instead of focusing on the problem. Okay, God, look at God as a refuge. Okay. Listen, I wanna drill this into your brain. I wanna drill it into your brain. Delay is not abandonment. Just because Saul had a delay for when Samuel was supposed to come to him, it doesn't mean Samuel was not coming. This is where it comes to us and God. I'm going to tie this back to us and God. I love 1 Samuel chapter 13 because, oh my goodness, it really makes you realize what causes a spiral. Because when we're waiting on the Lord and there's a delay, we believe God's not going to work. But God never said he wasn't going to work, because we got to give him some time, because we got to trust God's timing. God is not someone that be like, God is patient. He's calm and he does everything in his timing at the perfect time. So we got to trust him with that. We have to trust him. And a big thing with spiraling is you also got to build your trust in God, not only faith, but trust in God. Because when you trust God fully, when you trust his promises for you, you will realize that God's got you, and nothing formed against you shall prosper, and nothing that is causing you to feel like you got to act fast before God, that what you surrendered, you need to take back into your hands and do it yourself. Nah, we got to trust him. We got to trust him. Okay, this is what I want you to realize. Body first, then truth. Body first, then truth. Like we said before, when you're activated, and like when you're basically in the middle of a spiral and you do something out of the spiral without pausing, and that you have to fix your emotion before you start doing what you got to do. Calm body, clear mind, truth response. So listen, you got to regulate yourself first. You got to reflect second, and then you respond last. Like in the Proverbs verse that we showed you before, always think before you act. When you regulate your emotions first before you act, it causes you to be able to actually think. Because like I said before, you cannot think when you're in anxiety. You can think, listen, but your thoughts are going to be going left and right. What about, wait, but what if, So reflect, then respond last. This is the end of week 1, module 2. That means it's time for you to start the workbook. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, start the exercises in the workbook, and then we can get back into module 3. But something I want to tell you is make sure you stay in stay with the weeks. Don't binge watch the entire thing and then go into the exercises and do stay with the weeks.